what's up? It's ET. And just before we get started, I wanted to say that if you're enjoying the One Word Suggestion podcast, then I'd like to invite you to give me a one-word review on iTunes, YouTube, Stitcher, or wherever you found this. You can obviously write more if you want, but one word is enough. And if that's too hard, then a simple like, thumbs up, follow, and maybe the occasional share with a friend who you think might enjoy it would be, in a word, appreciated. Thanks for listening. Now let's get into it. Hey, welcome to One Word Suggestion. I'm your host, Aaron Thompson, and this week's word is stereotypes.
For inspiration, can I please get a one-word suggestion?
One word suggestion.
One word suggestion.
One word suggestion.
Welcome to the podcast. For those of you who don't already know, every week I take one word suggested by you and use it as a leaping off point to explore the benefits of improv as they relate to life on and off the stage. This week's word, stereotypes, was suggested by Maria. Okay, so I might get some pushback for this, but I'm going to say that the reason stereotypes exist and persist is because they are based in some amount of truth. But that doesn't make it necessarily okay to reinforce them, whether they apply to you or not. As far as improv goes, performers often find themselves relying on stereotypes and assumptions surrounding gender that are commonly portrayed in the media. This happens because they're being spontaneous and reaching for an easy choice that is quickly gettable by an audience. This is understandable and in most instances even forgivable, but it's worth paying attention to. In a school as diverse as LMA, you're bound to train or play with someone who comes from a different cultural background than you. And that's part of what makes it so great. Every class we run is filled with people from all walks of life who most likely would have never crossed paths if it weren't for improv. And despite a wide range of socioeconomic and cultural diversity, we all find that we have more in common than we do different. And we learn to see beyond the stereotypes we may have inadvertently held. On Mike's Secret Improv blog, he writes, "Improv is about saying yes and accepting offers. It's a place where all people are accepted and tolerance is practiced. But sometimes racial, cultural, and gender stereotypes and cheap jokes at the expense of those with less privilege get rewarded. It can be very hard for people affected by this to confront those who are making the jokes without being told they're being oversensitive or, it's just a joke, man. But for many people, those jokes aren't funny, and they're the same thing they've heard time and time again, and they may go to the very heart of their identity. Why would such a person stick around to perform with people who perpetuate the shittier aspects of an oppressive society? Why would an audience want to stay and watch stories that play out the oppression they see and experience every day when they could be watching something that transcends it? These are good questions, and they apply as much in real life as they do on stage. So my advice is, don't put people into boxes and avoid making general assumptions about an individual with little or no personal knowledge about them. Try and look beyond race, gender, age, marital status, and family responsibilities. Focusing on differences like these is often the root cause of stereotyping and may result in tension on stage and in the workplace, where it can be particularly harmful and hamper your ability to work well with others. Not to mention, put you in a position to miss everything that makes someone the beautiful person they are. Remember, a powerful CEO can be or be played on stage by anyone. A straight white man, a gay Latina woman, a young African American transgender woman. The possibilities are endless. So I encourage you to make more unconventional choices. And if you find yourself reaching for a stereotype, try at least to give it a fresh take. For example, what's more memorable? A cop with a dozen donuts or a cop with a dozen kale smoothies? Just do me a favor. If you're a man playing a woman, try not to be a mom. And if you're a woman playing a woman, try not to be a mom. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, you need to see more improv shows. So that's my take on stereotypes. Thanks for the great suggestion, Maria. If you want to suggest a word for next week or add your perspective, drop me a note in the comments or write a review and share your word there. I'm making one of these every week for a year, so please do subscribe, like, share, and all that stuff. And in the meantime, if you're interested in improv for personal growth, professional achievement, or just for fun, my suggestion is to get yourself into an improv class or book a corporate training workshop for your team. You can learn all about LMA's programs at www.lma.training. Thanks for listening. One Word Suggestion is brought to you by LMA Professional Development. Please visit us at www.lma.training for more info.